Hello, my name is Manish Chowdhury. I'm the founder and CEO of GoECart. We are here on the the last day of IRCE 2015. I'm joined here with our very esteemed merchant, Anthony Simoni of 11th Street Coffee. Anthony has been on the GoECart platform for a few years now, and I'd love to chat with you, Anthony, and welcome you to IRCE and GoECart booth. Welcome to coming here, and please tell us a little bit about IRCE. You've spent 2 days. There's a lot going on here. Just a high-level overview for our viewers. What do you see? What have you found? What have you learned? Just give them a quick bite.
Well, it's been really good 2 days here so far. I've learned a lot in the last 2 days. I mean, just from walking the floor, you get to meet the people, but even more so from the seminars, just kind of sparking ideas and seeing where the trends are going in the market. And really the big focus this year, naturally everything's mobile. That's been for the last couple of years a big focus, but this year even more so. And this year it seems like the major focus is on data and analyzing the consumer patterns and experiences on the site, and being able to remarket more targeted marketing materials, marketing ads, and things of that sort. So it seems like everything's been very, very data driven, and a lot of research in the mobile field as far as getting the conversion rates up, just because the amount of mobile search, the increase is huge within the last year, and it's going to continue. So we as e-tailers have to up our game on the conversion rate field and optimize our mobile sites, and that's been a huge focus.
Yeah, and I know that you went live with the GoECart mobile solution. Tell our viewers a little bit about what effort was involved on your side as far as turning mobile on, and what are some of the preliminary results that you've seen, both anecdotal that you hear from the customers, and also if you have any numbers or stats. I know you didn't we didn't plan this, so I appreciate anything that you could share, especially on mobile, because that is a huge force right now.
Well, on my end, for the mobile switchover for us, it was seamless for me. Pretty much the only thing that I had to do was maybe give a little insight on how I wanted things to look, what images that I wanted where, but other than that, the GoECart team took care of everything. I mean, it was literally, there was nothing needed from me, and everything came from within, and the GoECart team put it out there, and we launched it. We haven't had any issues with it. We haven't had to make any changes, and it's been really good. We've seen some, our average order value has gone up. Our average order mobile value has gone up about $15 per order.
Oh, wow.
Which is huge. Our conversion rates have gone up. Our conversion rates are up maybe about a 1/4%.
Okay.
But that we have to factor in. We weren't doing a lot of targeting to mobile customers just because we weren't mobilely optimized.
Right.
Now we are. We're spending a lot of advertising money to get more mobile consumers to the site, because we're proud of the mobble site, and so we have had our increased traffic on the mobile site has gone up about 60%.
Wow. So 1/4% increase, which is still pretty large.
Yes.
And combine that with the huge traffic increase, that should lead to some awesome business results. We were talking about that earlier, that you're in a space where the competitors are shrinking, and you are one of the very few companies online that's actually growing, and growing at an astounding rate. Can you please talk a little bit about that?
Well, what we do is we provide, our main product that we sell is Keurig K-Cups. We have an exclusive contract with Keurig, the manufacturer, and there's very few people with this contract. All of our direct competitors have either flatlined or actually decreased in sales over the last year. We are currently the only online coffee company or online K-Cup company that's growing, and we're growing at a 25% growth rate this year, which is very substantial.
Wow, yeah, I mean, industry average is 16%, and 25% is phenomenal when you're competing with some of the big names, and they're all either flatlining or shrinking. That is incredible results. So please talk a little bit about the platform. You know, I know that you know, from a technology perspective, you run a lean shop, you know, and you do rely on technology to do a lot of the heavy lifting. To obtain that 25% growth rate, did you have to increase staff? Did you have to do other, you know, are you working 28 hours a day to make that happen? You know, talk a little bit about, you know, how has technology and maybe specifically GoECart played a role?
Well, it's been huge for us. Really the only increase in staffing that we've had to do this year is pretty much in fulfillment, just naturally because more orders. It takes more manpower, but from the technology standpoint and in the office, we haven't had to increase anything, or we haven't added anybody in the office, and that I think is due to the GoECart platform and system. I mean, it's all in one, which was perfect for us. We don't have to go out to any third parties for anything really, and that really has allowed me to kind of have my finger on everything. I like to have my finger on everything, and the system has allowed me to do that.
Yeah, 25% growth. Congratulations, Anthony. That speaks volume on what you've accomplished, and it's not a small business anymore. I mean, you'll be pushing 8 figures very shortly, and so that is amazing. Great, congratulations. You know, you took a long time before deciding to make a platform change. You know, we met for several years.
I think we actually met here.
Yes, of course. We met at IRCE almost 5-6 years ago. We met consecutively many times. You know, just like many other of our viewers and other business owners, they have a lot of concern when they are switching platforms. You know, I was speaking with one such person earlier today. You know, so they have a lot of concern, rightly so. Please talk a little bit about that experience, you know, in terms of migration and implementation, because when you have millions of dollars at stake, you know, you're not a mom and pop, you know, you have a lot to lose in anticipation of a lot to gain. And please talk a little bit about that, you know, especially also from an SEO perspective. A lot of our prospects are very concerned when they switch platforms, you know, how will they affect their SEO? You know, the team that is going to implement the software, you know, how good of a job will they do to ensure a risk-free migration?
Well, the process, it was a very intimidating process, especially for me. We're, as you said earlier, we run a lean shop, and at that time, really, it was just me and a couple of guys pulling orders, but we were still doing a good amount of business. We had a huge customer base, so we had a lot to lose. So that's really what intimidated me. So it took me quite a while. I mean, I looked at hundreds of different systems out there, and literally it was probably a 1.5 to 2 year process for me. Just because it was such a big decision, and but you know, one of the major things that I love about GoECart was, well, there's a handful of them. You know, it's all in one. But the biggest thing was I got to meet you. Mm-hmm. You were my point guy, not just in the beginning when you were trying to sell, when you guys were selling the account. It was, you were my point guy. If I ever need something, I can call or email Manish, and he's going to get right back to me. And that for me is big. Being a family-owned business, that's what I like. And so I knew that this was the right move, because if anything happened to go wrong, I knew I can contact you directly, and you'd get right back to me, and it'd be fixed. But it was an intimidating process, and it was a great process for it. It was a great learning experience for me, and you guys helped really teach me because I was a little inexperienced, and it was a great experience.
So did the bottom fall off in the first 30, 60 days? Did the SEO drop? Did orders didn't get fulfilled after the first day when you went live? And the team that helped with implementation, can you talk a little bit? Because, most of the prospects are always very concerned, and they have a reason to be, and the quality of service, the quality of our staff, the competency of those people. Just a little mention on that, please.
Well, to hit the first point, we saw zero downtime. When we did the switch over, it was literally, seamless. Orders were coming in. We had a plan in place to process the orders and to ship the orders out. So we knew exactly what we were going to do. We ran through the test.
In 1 minute,
a lot of testing with GoECart. So we saw zero downtime. And as far as the bottom dropping out and decrease in traffic or decrease in sales or orders, that didn't happen. We actually saw the opposite. It was an increase. We moved from an outdated platform to this feature-rich platform, and instantly we saw increases. So we actually saw the opposite of what people are worried about, and which I was worried about too. It's natural.
Yeah,
but
absolutely. I mean, every business owner, every CEO, every head of business is very concerned, and real world stories like yourself gives people the confidence that they need. And the last question that I have is the level of involvement. GoECart, there are lots of technology providers out there. This floor is filled with 600 plus providers, but please talk a little bit about your experience that whenever you've needed something, a problem to be solved, or a new idea to be explored, or even proactively ideas coming from GoECart, how would you say, GoECart and the people contribute to that? Do they bring ideas, or is it a one-way street where you have to chase your vendor down to get stuff done?
Well, there's zero chasing down. GoECart, you guys are ahead of me in most cases. So when there's opportunities out there, for instance, we talked the other day, you brought an opportunity to me with an idea on increasing our revenue. So it's the opposite. You guys are bringing me the ideas. Naturally, we have ideas, and everything is capable. You have a great team. There's a great team working at GoECart, and it's a great partnership. There's never been a time where I've had an idea and we couldn't get it done. I mean, everything is doable with you guys.
Well, thank you. I appreciate your generous endorsement, Anthony, and I wish you 25% plus growth for the next 5 years running, and we will be there to support it. And
that would be great.
Yes, thank you very much.
From nature.